Welcome. Oh, I definitely heard that one. Still hearing it.
Non-mascara.
All right, cool. Fix that. All right, that was my fault. That was me having audio up. There's so many things that are broken right now. This is fun.
I didn't see the new transition. Damn.
Well, trust me, it's going to be there like 30 more times. So
yeah, I say, Jake, it was pretty fly.
I don't want to see my.
It was pretty fly.
Closet.
Pretty fly, Jake.
Hold on. We're gonna fix everything live, everyone. We're gonna fix everything live. All right. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Kind of.
Welcome to a brand new season of Court of Corvids. Everything is a little wonky and is a little weird because, well, you know what? We made a bunch of changes, and this is where we are. So.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
My name is Jake. I am the GM of this wonderful band of people. We're going to go around and everyone go and share who your character is. And while you're talking, there's going to be a lovely image of your artwork as well as the stats, your key stats, and something that you find unique or different about yourself. Why don't we start with Remy? Let's go, Remy.
Hi, I'm William, they, them, and oh my goodness gracious.
I like how the weakness kept the exact wording William sent in Discord.
I mean, can't give a secret. I'm William, they, them, and I'm playing Remy Ashwillow, the Dampier Goblin Fighter, also they, them. It's been a nice break. I came out of it with a beard, and canonically, so did Remy.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, let's say it.
Where is it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Where's
I don't know how
beard?
much time has passed.
On their head?
Yeah.
Top of head?
Sure.
Beard? Sorry, I'll let you talk. You're on.
What else do we say at the beginning? What is the thing that we do?
We do like our whole where can you find us, right? At the beginning? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Where and why might you?
Yeah, you find me on Twitter as Grandma K. William. I'm also in a band called Glass Beach with Jonas, and we have two things that are going to be out or / announced this month still that are very exciting and cool, and we're very excited about that.
We have a show coming up.
Yeah, we have a show coming up. It's a Rat Rave Minecraft concert.
Yeah.
So check that out. That's Avenue Collective on Twitter. You can check that out. It's gonna be a good time. We'll tweet about it.
Yeah.
But we have a set on there. And I think that's mostly Hijinks and Handlebars will be back. I think the 28th. I don't remember.
I think it's like the first week of February.
Big bad time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after. You can fill me in, Jake.
Yeah. Due to illnesses, the other show that gets filmed on Thursdays has pushed a week. So we'll talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, Jonas, are you good? Was that good for you, William?
I think so. I really just want everyone to know that I'm happy to be back, and we moved, and so our setup is wonky, but we'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
And there's a cat behind me, and there's a cat on the desk right now.
And Mark will just jump down to say hello.
Okay, all right, I'm good now. You can move on.
All right. Jonas, you're up.
Hello, my name is Jonas, they, them, and I play the chameleon gnome storm druid Robin, she, her, on Court of Corvids. I dig. I'm also in the band Glass Beach with William and a couple other friends, and now housemates of ours. We do our next, for sure thing that's announced is the Rat Rave Minecraft concert, which is January 22nd to 23rd. That's going to be super cool. And I believe free to attend. You attend it in Minecraft. It's also streamed on Twitch. And I also, it's just an animal zoo in here. I also stream or have streamed and will stream again in the future on the Glass Beach Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/glassbeachband. I'm actually, with much help from our good friend Krug, have been getting parts together to build PCs for William and myself. So I'll be able to have an actual gaming computer that I can reliably stream from, instead of being able to hopefully stream games that are 15 years old without stuttering. That's been my experience so far. But yeah, so you can look forward to more of that in the future. I'm on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse, where I sometimes talk about such things, and at Glass Beach Band tweets about those things as well. I believe that's all there is to know about me. That's the end of my book.
So before we go to Krug, I just wanted to say this. I don't know why I want to say this, but you said it was an animal zoo compared to a human.
What other kind of zoo? Yeah.
I was like, well, that's exactly the kind of silly thing I would say.
All right, Krug, you're up.
I'm Krug, and I'm playing Krug Caudel, the human monk. Both of us, he, him. I don't have any jankiness, and I'm feeling great. And I got a new webcam while we were on break, so that's like super great. You're not looking at me through a very, 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 very dirty laptop screen anymore. If you want to find me, you can find me on YouTube along with Jake. We do a show called Game Gorgon, which was supposed to have its first return episode uploaded on Friday. But because technology is literally the stupidest thing in the world, you might have seen the unlisted version of that episode go up and be almost completely unwatchable because it was just
Remix.
It was great. So we're working on fixing that. And yeah, go check out Game Gorgon on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/QueueTimesMain. It's good times. Is there anything else I'm supposed to do? I forgot what we were doing here as well. I'm a monk. Oh, what are my stats? Nice. Look at those stats.
Look at those stats.
What are stats?
My favorite is weakness should never say I wish.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for when I should, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but that's a personal choice. Molly, you're up.
That's me. That's my name. I haven't seen this yet. I'm going to look at it for a second. Weakness.
Now, was that a Molly submitted weakness, or did Jake come up with that?
No. Molly did not give me a weakness, so I put it on.
I mean, that's pretty apt, though, so I'm not mad about it. Hi, I'm Molly McIsaac. I play Moss the Magnificent. I also moved. I moved bedrooms because Alex from the QueueTimes Discord, Albrin, moved in with me and took my big bedroom. So I moved into the attic. So now I'm an attic dweller. Mm-hmm. So as you can see, the room is half finished. Those are some half finished painted drawers. Ignore them for now. They will be pretty eventually. You'll see my room grow as we go on. It'll be nice. You can find me across the internet. I'm Molly McIsaac, except here on Twitch, where I am Night Glimmer, and I stream pretty regularly. And if you missed my New Year's Eve stream, you severely missed out because Jake got me wasted, and then Jonas proposed to me in Final Fantasy at midnight. So that was a whole thing. And Moss is a sorcerer and in love with her demon-possessed cloak. Okay.
And just to give everyone the same clarification that Jake needed, an in-game, in-character proposal.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened?
Yeah, Jake was in the stream and Molly was like, Jonas proposed to me. And he was like, what? And I was like, you're not that far behind. It's a little different.
Jonas's character proposed to me. To my character.
I hope now that we have done it about 10 times, you all enjoyed the crow transition.
Yeah, I saw it.
Krug made those. They're phenomenal, and I love them very much. Look at that quality coming in. So now that we have gotten to know who everyone is, and I'm definitely was paying attention that entire time and didn't need to use that time to fix other things, we're going to go into our story. So last we left off, you had all gotten to the city of Callendale, which you had discovered is the main kind of hideout location for the Court of Corvids. And while you were there, you saw that Mia has been working there. You saw that Scott has been working there. And you had gotten into the base and discovered that one of the main reasons why Fizzle, thank you. Those two names are too close together. Mm-hmm. Fizzle had been coming after the Court of Corvids is the fact that there is a large crystal of some sort of power underneath the city that has been doing a couple of different things. One of them has been drawing different people into the world and bringing them to the city of Callendale. The second thing is that they don't know what powers it has. So they've put Dr. Ravna on the steps to start looking into what the crystal can do. Now, you all have been there for about 2 months. Is there anything specific anyone would like to have been doing during that time?
Well,
Remy grew a beard.
Didn't we leave off where weren't Robin and Moss gonna touch it?
We were definitely we wanted to. I feel like we definitely expressed a strong interest in wanting to touch it, but I feel we may have been ushered out before we got the opportunity to this time. I do think part of the 2 months Robin has been spending researching this room, and in that time, I mean, maybe touching it.
Yeah,
Can I touch it, Jake?
Moss is helping with all of that. Moss
Yeah.
wants unlimited power.
All right, so let's do this. Why don't you roll me a knowledge? You choose which knowledge it is, and then you can absolutely touch it.
Okay, so knowledge hair growth, is that what? What would the bonus be to that for Remy
knowledge
growing
hair
a beard?
growth? You know, I don't know the capabilities of goblins and beards because I've never seen a goblin with a beard.
Remy legit is gonna grow a full beard, like a full white beard, just right there on the face.
And I want you to know, Kat is over here furiously screaming into the void as she had just finished Remy's artwork.
Does Moss have Arcana as a good skill?
Oh,
because
yeah.
I super don't.
Like, not great. It's 4.
Okay, that's all. -3. Well, none of us know about magic, and yet half of us are.
Yeah, I'm a sorcerer. I feel like I should spec in that a little bit more. I have a lot in occultism.
Guys, my Arcana is better than both of yours.
That tracks.
Come on.
Here's the thing. I don't think Robin has ever really considered her abilities magical. They're just a manifestation of nature that people don't normally exhibit.
Well,
Even though they're objectively magical?
Well, hold on. They are magic, but that's technically primal magic. Not
exactly.
Arcana.
Oh, sure.
And that's why Moss doesn't have it as well, because Moss technically Moss actually casts divine magic.
Oh yeah.
So it's knowledge religion.
I'm gonna roll knowledge nature on this big crystal.
Knowledge occultism.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Only I was researching it.
That is 14 plus 14, 28.
28, and that's for nature?
Nature, yeah.
Okay.
Mine is 21.
Okay.
No, 23.
So, Robin, you know that crystals form naturally within the world, usually under heavy pressure or very, very specific environmental occasions that they are created. This one, if it is a naturally occurring one, it has been cut and has been put together and retooled to be a very specific shape, as it is an unnatural shape in it. And so you know that either this is an Arcana specific, like magic made this crystal, or someone has taken nature and has been cut it down to use it for arcanic magic. Is 100% non-nature magic. So you can tell that it is not that.
Do I does it when I touch it, does it respond to like the magic running within me at all?
We're gonna go over touching after.
Okay. This is looking. Look first, touch later.
This is looking. You can touch, you can taste. We can do all those things.
Okay. Oh, taste
if you want.
Yeah. Ooh, lick it. I want to lick it.
The salt lamp.
Moss, you had a 21 for yours.
23.
So 23. I'm sorry. 23. So you look at it, and you know that there are many groups, organizations, and secret societies that worship crystals. Like it is a extremely common thing that crystals are something that people watch over and look after and worship, whether it be cut magically or whether it be a part of nature. And the two of you kind of work together. And Robin and Moss, you get together, and you believe that this is by a accumulating the two of yours knowledge, you know that this is 100% not a religious thing. This has nothing to do with faith. It may have to do with occult organizations, right? But not religions or faiths like the ones that all of you have. You're led to believe that this is more likely something that has to do with arcane magic. You both can tell that this is very much arcane in nature.
Can I do an Arcana roll?
Absolutely, yeah.
I would like to, while Moss is like thinking about arcane magic, I know Dr. Ravna was also researching this crystal in his time. Is they, right, Ravna?
Yes.
Are they here right now?
During these months, they have absolutely been testing and doing their own experiments.
And I think I want to just like after like Moss and I kind of like share the information that we initially have, just ask Dr. Ravna. Excuse me, Doctor, if I may. This crystal seems unnatural, to be sure. Do you think it's safe to? I'm embarrassed to ask. Is it safe to touch?
They look at you, and you can tell that they're having a difficulty, like at least the first couple of days, that they're having difficulties reorienting their life. The fact is that they got up and left and are in a completely new town with no one really that they know. And you can tell that the first couple of days, they're kind of fumbling around and they're not really sure what, and they seem kind of distracted.
Yeah.
They're like, we've all been this close to it for this long. I don't know if touching it will do anything. What I would suggest is that if you do touch it, that you have someone there ready to pull you off with rope or something, just in case something happens. Or maybe use something else to touch it. Maybe try with something inanimate and move up there.
No, sorry.
Moss, you got a 22 Arcana, right?
Yeah, did you like my 22 dance?
That's how I knew it was 22.
Yeah, I'm glad that you noticed that I was doing it.
I was like, there's no way that's a 2, so that's definitely a 22.
It's my 22 dance.
So you, Moss, as you're having, as you can tell that Dr. Ravna is having issue, you kind of look at it and you're kind of looking over it and kind of, trying to see it from different angles. You know that that touching magical items have been known to have negative and positive effects, and sometimes both. Like, for example, Krug and the necklace. That is very much something that has positive and negative side effects. What, Krug?
Well, better perspective.
Whether it has positive or negative, or do you think it's just all negative?
I think it's only negative.
What do you think, Moss? Are you feeling risky, safe?
I need to know what are the positives, because that's what Moss heard. What are the positives if I touch the crystal?
There is something called a star stone that whenever someone touches the star stone, they become a deity. So, that is a
Mom knows
possibility.
that's possible, and she's like, well, it's a stone. It's a crystal. It's a type of stone, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Robin has like taken out a big rope, like to potentially tie around her. I love the idea of Moss just like grabbing the rope and going to touch the crystal.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be ready. Just be careful. We can't really lose you, Moss. You're vital to us.
Well, the universe would never let me die twice.
Yes, God chosen. Well, I'm here. I'm small, but I can pull if I need to. Just hold on tight, okay?
Moss also has Cloaky and pulls him closer around her.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she's going down, Cloaky's going down with her. So I like wrap the rope around my waist and tie it kind of haphazardly. And
I tie it very tight.
Yeah. Robert comes over to fix it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Roll me a thievery to see how well you roll it. Aye.
But it do. It's a 17 before my bonus. And this would for sure be thievery, not crafting, right? We're sure.
You can use crafting. I'll accept crafting.
Okay. Then 28.
28.
Otherwise, it would have been 16.
28. Yeah, you're able to. You feel like this is a very solid knot, and if you need to escape from it, there's a pull on it that would allow you to escape. So if something bad happens, it's not like you're stuck on this rope, right? It's not like the old adage, "Don't know how to tie a knot, tie a lot." You actually tied the correct knot.
Is that an adage?
Yeah.
It. You know what? I haven't heard it, but I have utilized it.
It is not a good adage.
No.
As a theater tech, it is a thing that we say when we're making fun of someone who doesn't know how to tie a knot.
Someone
you
must.
Yeah. They're like, okay, clearly but they go by the old adage, don't know how to tie a knot, tie a lot, which is just like, oh, let me just do a bunch of like half hitches over and over.
If someone says that to you, what they really mean is, please let somebody else do that.
Yep.
It's like a Southern lady saying "bless your heart" to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Robin, you see that Moss is like tying a bunch of weird knots, like a granny knot, and then a square knot on top of it, and then a bowline, and you're just like, stop.
Don't know how to tie a knot, tie a lot. I gotcha.
Moss, like, very, like, nice for Moss, like, pets Robin on the head, like, gently soothes Robin, and then says, all right, here I go then.
All right.
And she immediately just, like, confidently swooshes over to the crystal and lays her whole palm against it.
Roll me a D8.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Jake had a month and a half to decide what happens if we touch this crystal.
Deification. It's a 5.
Oh, that's the deity roll.
Moss, everyone, who's all in this room other than Robin?
I am not.
Not
I
me.
think just us and Ravna.
No.
Unless
Okay.
you got any other NPCs we don't know about.
Cloaky's there.
And Cloaky, yeah.
Well, Cloak, yeah. You see that Robin, you see Moss disappear from the existence, but you see that the rope is still like almost hovering, like right where her hips were, where you had tied the knot.
No, if Moss is invisible, my life is going to be over.
Moss, you stand in front of a giant owl statue.
Ooh.
Down at your
grove?
Down at your feet, you can see that there is a coffin that is over flames, and there is a man standing over the coffin, and he looks at you, and then you like, and then like he looks past you, and as you turn around, you see the audience that was there in the grove, and you see that you are back in the grove.
Like from episode 1?
Mm-hmm. And you're back.
That's
and
all.
back for me too.
Uh-huh.
I think I yank her back the second that she like reappears.
Do I feel any different? Do I feel like I have any effects or anything?
No. You feel like you have actually roll me another occult.
Oh, natural 20 plus 12.
Oh.
You know that this feels like astral projection.
Oh shit. But like astral projection to current time?
You don't know that.
Okay.
You know that this is astral projection, and you don't know if that was a current event or if you went back in time to the moment in which you were right before you all had ended the events of the Grove.
Is there anything that I can recall from what I just experienced that matches up perfectly with the first time?
Roll me a wisdom. Not a natural 20.
Yeah, that would be a 6.
I mean, you definitely know it was the same place, and it is almost the exact same situation, but you're not sure if it was then or now.
Okay. Well, that was rather strange and
Yeah, you were gone. You just disappeared, like right in front of me. That was scary. I don't want that to happen again.
Oh, I was like actually gone. I didn't know if it was just my brain or whatever. But yeah, no, I went to the Grove to, there's the big statue, but I can't really tell if it was then or if it's like happening again now. But it was definitely, I was astral projecting like I do in dreams.
I mean, like the audience does whenever you perform.
Oh yes, exactly.
It's like transported to another plane. Yeah, it was weird. It was like it was like you were invisible because you did disappear, but the rope was right, like where your hips were.
Invisible. I would hate to be invisible.
It
Robin.
was. Please take this the best way. I hope you will. It was the worst you've ever looked.
Oh, thank you. Actually,
I'm so glad that went over well.
Moss, you hear a voice that you haven't heard in the last few days, and you hear Clokey go, "What the actual fuck was that?"
Oh, Clokey, I missed you. Are you not mad at me anymore?
You don't understand. Why were we there? What just happened?
Oh, we went on a little astral projection adventure. Did you have fun? If I knew this was what was going to make you talk to me again, I would have done this days ago. Bye.
Dog stay, not now.
Stop yelling. I'm alive. Stop.
But I don't know, Mom.
She's like Stewie.
Clokey's like, no, you don't understand. That has to have been like 5,000 years ago.
Wait. 5,000 years ago? But then there's no way.
Hold on a second. Things are starting to.
Sorry, y'all. Hold on a second.
Things are starting to bow wow. Oh wow. Oh wow.
I needs attention. I is a puppy. Give me attention.
Okay. Now it cannot make a sound because it is what it wants.
He's like, no, you don't understand. Before I got put into this cloak, I was there.
Wait, you were there? What did you look like?
Well, I mean, I can look like whatever I want to look like, but I'm really confused. Why did it take us there?
Maybe it has something to do with the fact that you were on me. I mean, you're always on me.
Not now. Can we touch it again?
Yes, that sounds fun. Robin, we're going to touch it again.
Okay. Doctor, can you hold the rope? We're gonna touch it.
No, Robin, just me and Clokey.
Of course. Yeah. I can hold again.
Because maybe this has something to do with Clokey, so I really don't want to risk you touching it too.
Sure.
Could
you just do me a favor when you're touching it this time? Like when you touch it, could you just hum, just hold a note for a while? I want to see if I can still hear you when I can't, see you.
Oh, I can do you one better. I can sing a whole song.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I again flourish and touch it.
You touch it, and as you are about to sing your song, Robin, what you hear is it sounds like almost like someone is going back and forth between a channel. Like you can hear
sure.
That's what you hear. Moss disappears, the rope still stays hovering, but then it drops a little bit, and then it stays,
no.
And then it drops to the ground.
Oh God.
Molly, Moss touches it again and is transported. This time you see a very tall, very familiar looking elf. And you see him swing a massive hammer right into the chest of a zombie.
My boo.
And he walks forward after he does this, and you can see that there are a bunch more zombies, like way more than you remember. Roll me a perception.
Not bad at all. That would be 28. No, wait, hold on. 25, sorry. Math is hard.
You look around and you can see that you're now behind the giant owl statue. Like you can see the light kind of overlaying like around it, and you see Scott, very, very, very sure that this is Scott doing this. And with a 28, I'll even add the fact that you see that this, 25, that this zombie is not a normal zombie, but actually has what looks to be like fungus growing on it. And before you can do anything other than like look over, you kind of like you feel really weak all of a sudden, and you snap back.
Okay, I'm back with the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still feel weak once I come back?
Yeah, and you see that the rope is at your feet now.
Robin is like right there because I would have rushed to where the rope fell the second it hit the ground.
Okay, I collapse and immediately like draw Clokey close to me. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did.
What was that? Was that now or later?
That was before that happened. I remember seeing that happen.
That was before I knew Scott. That was when Scott was still a heroic legend.
I'm really confused because it's impossible. How would you have been there and I have been there at the same time when the last, like I've been in this cloak for 5,000 years.
Well, maybe I just have some sort of amazing ability to walk through time now.
I don't know, but do we touch it again? Like what do we do? What do we do?
I'm not feeling the best. Robin, can you give me a once over because I'd like to touch it again?
Yeah. Really quick. Do I hear Moss's part of that conversation, or is that all in her head?
That is all in her head.
Okay.
She can say it out loud.
I'm saying it out loud because I want to be privy to.
Cool. Yeah. I can check you out. Just make sure. By the way, I'm a little bit hesitant for you to touch it again because you did. I mean, you'll notice the rope. You did disappear a little bit more surely that time, and if that progresses, I mean, there's the chance you don't come back.
Oh, I'll always come back, Robin.
Yeah, no, you're right. I can. Yeah. I want to Jake.
A little tighter this time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right. I just didn't tie it tight enough. I'm sorry about that. That's on me. I want to do a medicine check. I also want to do the status spell on her, so it'll tell me if there's any just like status effects that she has, and then regular medicine check for. I'm honestly just looking for like irregularities, mostly, to see if like her body has been affected more than just like her mind. And for medicine, that is 17 plus 14, 31.
You can tell that this has drained Moss a little bit.
Okay.
And you're worried and that's the short-term thing. Like no one's touched this thing, and now you've just had someone touch it twice.
Yeah.
So you specifically are very worried about the long-term effects when you don't even know what the short-term effects are.
Yeah. Oh God, Moss, I don't know if you feel it, but this is taking a lot out of you. I mean,
I feel it, but do you think I could just do one more? I mean, Clokey and I are very curious about what's going on here.
Oh, Clokey and you. Wait. Here's an idea. Clokey and you are curious, right? It's not that I'm not worried about Clokey, but Clokey's form maybe is less corporally specific. Maybe Clokey just touches it this time.
But I want to go with Clokey.
You want to know what's in there. I understand. I understand the compulsion. Ah, God. I mean, what do we do if you don't come back, Moss?
That's the charm, right? I promise. Just once more. And then
Yeah.
and I'll come back and I'll take a nice long bath with rose petals.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep a hand on you this time. Okay, just
Oh, what if you get transported then too?
well, then I'll come back just like you did. And if not, I mean, you know, if you get lost, at least there's 3 of us there instead of just the 2 of you. I just want to be safe. Also, I kind of want to see it.
All right. Well, then here we go.
Cool. I'm just gonna keep an arm like on her elbow and also another hand on the rope.
Okay. You reach out and you touch it, and Robin, you see Moss disappear, and you know how you'd seen the rope stay there? You see that the rope goes with her this time.
Oh shit.
And at the end of the rope, you see that it looks cut almost. Like not frayed, not like, but like as in like someone with a hot knife cut right into the rope and has like perfectly standing there. And you freak out and you're like, oh my God. And then you look.
Do I feel her still?
You look to see where your hand is touching her, and you no longer see your hand.
Okay. Can I feel it if I go like this?
You can.
Okay.
You also feel what seems to be dirt.
Oh, nice. Missed that.
Moss, you hear screaming as soon as you land. You hear the sound of what seems to be some sort of spell being cast, and you look as you can see the audience members run. And at the very top, you see Robin up at the very top as she had just cast a spell at the fire underneath.
Ray of Frost, if I recall.
Mm-hmm. And as you do that, you hear a weird kind of squinchy sound, and you look down and you see a hand doing this on the floor, on the ground. And you're like, what the actual? And before you can say anything, your stomach feels like someone has turned it upside down, and you cannot control yourself. Please roll me a fortitude save.
Oh God. Are you gonna make Moss hurl on camera? Oh, natural 20.
You feel like your breakfast coming up to the top of your throat, and it just kind of, and you just, as you swallow it down, and you're back. And Robin, your hand has your hand has come back. This has been the shortest out of all 3 of the times that Moss has gone back. And Moss, you can't control but to fall to the floor.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like on my hands and knees, like retching.
Moss, are you okay?
Oh no, that one was quite unpleasant. But I saw you. So now I definitely know I'm like literally have some amazing powers to travel through time now.
Oh God! Prestidigitation. Okay, we're good. We're good.
It's almost coming. Okay, but it's not.
Yeah. Is there like a bucket in here, Jake, or something?
Robin, I'm fine. And she sits back like on her hands and is very like pale and shaky. I think that was the charm, the 3rd time the charm. I think I'm good for it today.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, my hand went with you, so that was scary.
It was like a very weird situation. It was down on the ground making disgusting sounds, but I also saw you. You were there. Like I saw you when we attacked them at the very beginning, back before we were friends or any of this happened. Do you remember?
I did. Of course I remember, Moss. I mean, you can't forget something like that. It was for sure the day that we saw them all in the grove, right? It seems like.
Yes, exactly. But
okay,
said the first time was 5,000 years ago, and then the last 2 times were the time that we were there. So I'm not really sure what that means.
I mean, we definitely don't know more than we do, but from what I recall, all of the audience, when they saw that we had spotted them in the grove, right? They all just kind of disappeared, right? Like they weren't ever really there. Like they were they were projecting.
Or did they vanish, Jake?
They, for the most part, they vanished. There were a couple of actual people there, but for the most part, they were disappeared. And this is the exact same situation. The screaming that you hear is the few people that were actually there.
Okay.
It seems, for whatever reason and however it happens, that this crystal is related to how they maybe pulled that off, because it's transporting you to that same place, same situation that they were all there for. And isn't this like, I mean, could the Grove just be a place outside of time? Because that would explain Cloaky's whole thing too, right? It was 5,000 years ago and yesterday, or whenever it needs to be.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Unfortunately, yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, Cloaky says it doesn't make sense.
Oh, well then I'm going to double down on it.
Look. That was about 5,000 years ago. I can barely remember it. I was there, and we were doing the ceremony. And as we were doing the ceremony, some stupid idiots got in the middle of it and stopped it. And then I was punished. And I was put in this cloak, and I was put in the bottom of the ocean for 5,000 years.
Cloaky, some stupid idiots. Did they look like Robin and I?
I didn't get to look at them. I was too busy trying to protect my leader.
But who was your leader?
I don't remember.
But you know everything, Cloaky.
I'm really confused about all of this, to be completely honest with you.
Well, so am I, because so all 3 times that we just went back, are you saying was 5,000 years ago, or just the first time?
All 3 of them. Those were the events. All 3 of those things happened.
No, there's no way, Cloaky, because we were there. That last one, Robin was right there.
Most there is a way. Our whole world might have been 5,000 years ago. Well, I mean, our world existed for them, right? And they trapped us in that bubble of magic of some kind. Who's to say it didn't stop time?
Robin, there's no way that I'm over 5,000 years old and look this good.
Actually, Moss, honestly, if anyone could, it would be you. So I'm a little further down this line now.
I would like to pause this, and I want to find out what Remy and Krug are doing during this.
So I rolled a 16 to grow a sick beard. I don't know what my bonus would be.
I would say fortitude. Fortitude, yeah.
Add fortitude. Okay. Well, I calculate that. Krug, how about you let us know what's going on?
I have been researching my hand wraps and trying to figure out how to get people out of the hand wraps. And that's something I was doing with I forgot the name of the character that I was doing that with, but maybe it was it wasn't. I don't remember. The people at the morgue. There were 2 people.
Yonvid.
Yeah, Yonvid.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing.
Roll me a religion check. And what was that? William?
29 total.
29. So you're able to, the beard grows, like you focus that time to grow beard. But here's what I want you to
actively grow it.
I want you to roll me a crafting check to see if it's actually sick or not.
Is this for like upkeep? Because I could probably help with that. I'll give you guidance and I'll let you do the first shave, but maybe I'll be your barber.
Natural 20. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't need
Remy invents beard oil. No.
Oh, I'm rolling crafting.
I can't believe I got a natural 20 to craft my beard to look really sick.
With a 28, can I invent beard oil?
You take some you take some honey and some wax, and you're able to infuse it together. It's not the same thing, but it definitely makes it shinier, and it definitely gets the nutrients into.
Also, I do want to say that I think I would be training with Scott and Mia as much as I possibly can.
Okay.
That growing the beard and training with Scott and Mia is my priority.
Okay.
In that order.
Are you trying to do any retraining of any of your abilities or anything like that during the time?
No,
Or it's just you just want to get better?
more like I just want to hang out with them.
Sure. I get it. Krug, roll me your religion check while I roll Yonvids.
I rolled a religion check. I also used my hero point on that religion check, and I also have a student of the canon, which this is part of my retraining for our 2 months of downtime. It is a feat that says if I roll a critical failure on a religion check to decipher writing of a religious nature or to recall knowledge about the tenets of a faith, I get a failure instead. And if it's about my faith and I roll a failure, I get a success. And if I get a success, I get a critical success. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
A lot.
I know it's a lot of like, if this, then this, and if this, then this, and if this, then this. So that having been said, my new religion score, I'm gonna go get on over here and look at that. I got a 29.
And is it knowledge religion? So do you add the bonus from your hand wraps?
I got a 32.
You do. So between that and Yonvid's assist with your knowledge religion, he provides you a few books about basically like as you're kind of like going through the books, and you continuously see that there are people who are chosen throughout history to be the carriers of souls to the next dimension.
Charon.
And there are many different ones throughout the multiverse of things, right? There, like, many of them have different things, taking you over the river Styx, all of that. These symbols look like manifestations of what could be that. And it's very possible that you have been chosen to be that person. Or you could have stumbled upon it and now you're stuck with it.
Okay, but how do I do it though? I want to know how to do it. But so I don't know how to complete the task, but I know that that's the task that I have to complete.
Yeah. The weird thing about all of the research that you're doing, even though you rolled exceptionally well, what you can see is that all of the information is all about after the fact that they have been chosen. Like, no, there's no writings of like there isn't a user manual to it. You know,
Right.
It's not like there's a training.
They wrote about their experiences.
Yeah, it's not like you started this
role.
job and they're like, all right, come to the back and watch this VHS tape on how to properly clean out the fryer. Like, that's it. Like, there's no writings on that exist. In fact, everything is about after these people have gotten this job, of them just going throughout history doing that job. The weird thing about it is that they're never human.
I'm a human.
Yeah. The thing is, they also live hundreds of thousands of years, and when they do this,
Hundreds of thousands?
I mean, we're 50,000 years old, it sounds like.
5,000.
5,000? Well, keep going, maybe. We're at least 5,000 years old.
For the record, I probably would not have told the party this stuff.
Yeah. Fair.
I'm gonna look over at Yonvid after I kind of come to this realization that the information that we have is kind of useless because it's not educational, for lack of a better term, in nature. And I'm just gonna. This is all you got? You can't. This isn't. I mean,
it's
not that I don't appreciate it, but this is useless, man.
It's not like the morgue is the place where knowledge comes to exist. This is where things come to be buried.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I appreciate your help. This is.
Who gave you the?
I don't know why I thought.
Can you talk to them about it?
I used to be able to, but that was before I knew what all these things could. I guess it's worth a shot, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing for you.
All right, well, I mean, screw it. I sit down and start meditating.
You sit
Just
down
in the middle of the morgue, just straight in the middle of the morgue.
There's literally like rotting bodies. Actually, there's no rotting bodies. They're all properly cleaned.
I was gonna say, because I'd like to remake some choices. Retcons.
No, but there are dead bodies like around, like that.
Yeah, of course.
And so you like sit down in the center of the floor, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna do it here." Gotcha.
I mean, is there
no. I. What do you need from me?
Nothing. I'm used to meditating around people. It's fine. Go about your. I mean, do you want me to move? I'm kind of in the middle of it, and I kind of scoot up, like with my back to a table or something, and I meditate again.
All right. And then he just walks away. Roll me a religion.
Another one. Natural 20. What's up?
Oh my gosh, so many natural 20s. That's probably like maybe the third most important natural 20 we've rolled this game. First being, of course, my beard growth, and second, whatever Molly rolled that natural 20
I think
for
Molly
the fortitude
rolled 2
save.
natural
Yeah, she
20s,
rolled
yeah.
to not vomit.
Yeah, one to not vomit and one for knowledge, I think.
I think so too. Yeah.
So, Krug, you sit there to gather your peace and start to meditate to try and figure out what the hell you have to do, right? Like what the hell is going on. And as you do that, you sit there and you meditate and you try to project yourself out. You feel like you're connected, right? You feel like you're in that realm of relaxation that you need to be in. And it feels like you're in that slip, right? You're in that kind of like airstream of meditation. And
it's been a while since I've been actually able to meditate, judging by the way that like the role playing is going. And so I'm probably like kind of relieved. Like I think if Janvid's anywhere near and is looking at Krug's face, he sees like a small tear, like, oh my God, I'm finally able to do this again.
And as you're there, you feel the velocity in which you were originally kind of moving through this space pick up dramatically. And it feels like you're about to slam right into a piece of earth. And as you do that, you hit it, but it does not affect your body whatsoever. And you feel like you look up and you look around and you're on a large rock with a single tree with grass growing on top of it, hovering in space, just floating there. And you just look around. Roll me perception.
I'll roll perception, but I'm also approaching the tree. Oh boy, here's the opposite of that natural 20. What is my new perception? 17.
As you walk closer to the tree, you can see that at the base of the tree is a gravestone.
Is it written on in a language I can read?
It looks like it's overgrown with the tree. Like it looks like some of like the moss and vines from it are starting to go over.
If I try to like move them, is it like difficult to move? Do I have to like break something to get it out of the way, or
no? You could be able to just kind of move stuff.
I'm gonna just clear it out of the way so I can read it.
Yeah, you start brushing everything off to the side, left and right, and you move some of the moss off of it, and you see that it says Krug Claudel.
Oh. I look behind it.
It's like up against the tree.
Oh.
Like if this is the gravestone, the tree has grown up against it, and there's like no space in between it. Like some of the tree has started to bulge around the gravestone.
Is this my death brings life, or is this like life will consume my death? That doesn't make any sense. I've always been bad at these things. I look around, kind of like walk behind the tree and like look around it and walk back to the gravestone. And then I kind of just end up like sitting down in front of it and like looking at it, examining it more closely.
You're kind of looking around, trying to examine it a little bit, and in your exhaustion of just unclear of what's going on, this like haggard tree that is coming up, it's leafless and it's just kind of there. You just put your hand up against it and you lean against it like, what is even? And as you do that, you see the symbols start to spin around on your wraps, like along the wraps themselves, and spin and spin and spin until it hits where your palm is. And you can see that it like goes into the tree. The tree glows with energy, and you see leaves start to pop out. The number of leaves is equal to the amount of souls in which you have gathered.
And I look at the tree and I go, can you hear me? Are you No? All right.
You hear the voice, a very familiar voice. And you hear Aurori go, "Oh, it took you a while to get here. A lot more than I expected, to be completely honest with you."
If it means anything, same. I'm also disappointed. But I did manage to make it here.
I did not say disappointed.
Oh, well, maybe I'm harder than on myself than I need to be, but that's something I'm working on. I take it that this is work that needs to be done.
Yes.
Then I will do it.
You must know that this grave has not been filled yet.
Well, I'd hope so.
And you must understand that once you bring this tree back to the life in which it belongs, you will be filling it.
If that's what needs to be done.
As long as you're aware that your actions bring you closer to your own death.
I turn and walk away, and then I kind of realize that I don't really know how to escape, and then I turn and, I don't know, sit down and kind of relax. Maybe, actually, I turn, walk back towards the tree and kind of like take a nap underneath it, you know?
Aurori walks to the other side, like where you're kind of leaning at, trying to sleep, and he goes, "It's that simple for you. You have no more questions. You have nothing. I'm standing here in front of you, and you've got nothing else to say other than, okay, sir, I've got it. Aye, aye."
I mean, I have a lot of questions, but the only thing on my mind, the only real thing that I care about is finishing up my promise that I made. And I now have exactly as much information as I need to do that. I have tons of other questions, of course, but I don't need to burden you with them. I can figure them out.
Your life existence isn't necessarily about accomplishing tasks for others.
Also, I've stood up while Aurori approached me.
Your actions should also be equivalent to finding out more information and understanding more. And that means asking as many questions as you can everywhere you go. Knowledge doesn't just come from one place, it comes from all places, great and small.
In that case, why me? Why not one of the masters that taught me, or one of the masters that taught them?
Because their goals are to teach. Your goals are to bring these people back. Plus, you kind of have a, direct attachment to them.
And if I should fail?
You won't.
Well, I guess take your word for it. And if the main thing I want to know is, now that I understand how to accomplish this goal, I'm afraid that I'm gonna misplace a soul or have somebody steal some magically or something. There's a lot about magic that I don't understand, and I'm not sure exactly how vulnerable they are while they're with me. Is that something I need to be concerned about?
Absolutely.
Of course it is.
People can take souls and destroy them. And that brings the life and flourishness of this tree. Clearly, this whole entire area is just a symbol. This doesn't actually exist. This tree is just a manifestation of what you feel, what you understand. But knowing that every single leaf on this tree to bring it back to life is needed. And when those that are destroyed poisons your roots. You can handle a little bit. We all can handle a little bit of poison, a little bit of pain. But don't let it be too much, for it will kill you.
I'm not planning on throwing my life away. I do still want to achieve perfection in myself. But I do think, from what I've read of your teachings and from what has been taught to me by others, that part of that needs to come from selflessness, not selfishly pursuing perfection. I could be wrong, obviously, but I don't know. I guess every time I read your teachings, it always says that we all have to find our own path. Every path that's prescribed to you is a suggestion or advice or a template. And I think that the path that I'm going to walk is going to be one that where I need to give a lot more than maybe others would be comfortable with. And I'm okay with that. But I'm not planning on throwing my life away.
I wouldn't have had you as the person to do this task if I thought differently. Remy, what is your fortitude DC? So it's your fortitude times 10.
Plus
Plus
10.
10.
Hold on.
Oh, well, for Remy, it's times.
It's 700.
To be fair.
It's 23.
23.
100.
You feel Scott's hammer reach underneath your legs and swoop and trip you back onto the floor. And he lifts his hammer up and slams it onto the ground next to you. And he goes, you got to be careful there or someone will get you next time.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm so glad that nobody got me that time.
And as he's standing over you, kind of like reaching over to like get your hand to help you up, Mia literally comes in and tackles Scott from the side and knocks him onto the ground. And she stands up and goes, and if you don't pay attention, someone else is going to take you out.
And then Remy tries to get up to really quick to tackle Mia, but like trips and then hits the ground. And if you don't,
that is where we're going to take our break.
Great.
So we'll be back in a few minutes.
Little Remy bite.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Yes, that 10-minute timer does not mean that it's actually going to be 10 minutes. And it probably never will be, but it might keep us on track a little bit more. But so I'm going to say that all of that happened, like all of those kind of interactions and whatnot happened within the first week of you being in Callendale. Krug, when you come back, right, you see Yonvid just kind of standing there going, I thought you weren't into magic.
I am trying to get more into magic. I'm not great. I can't cast magic spells, but I know a little bit about it now. Why?
He kind of like waves his hands and you can see that all of like the books that were just kind of laying out are like hovering maybe about 15 inches off the ground. And then he points at the ground and you look down and you see that you're levitating maybe about 2 feet off of the ground.
I look down and I don't no surprise, no reaction. I just look down at my feet and I look back up at him and I go, I didn't know I could do that.
And as you say that, all of the things just go, including yourself. Just, what else would you all like to do? So that was like within the first week. Is there anything else any of you would like to do during that time?
Yeah, so I mean, not really anything else, because what I think is, so my plan was to do a lot of like interacting with the people in Kellendale and stuff in the time, both like myself through the Discord and Robin in World. But I think what happens is that Robin starts every day bringing some of the books that she's using to research all this stuff that we're dealing with into the Crystal Room, and just like sets up a few near Dr. Ravna and just like kind of hums and haws and tries to like, you know the sounds you make to like open up for conversation, but doesn't necessarily want to start it herself. And I think she ends up having so much to read that literally every day it's like the end of the day and she realizes, oh yeah, I didn't go hang out with anybody. I'll go find Remy. And then it's like, find Remy, go to bed. And it's like, oh, I'll hang out with people tomorrow. Let's start with the crystal. I'll read. And I think that's been every day for the last 2 months of just like researching.
I think that Moss like joins Robin and is trying to be helpful, but she's so twitchy and needs attention to survive that she spends a lot of time at various taverns performing. What was the name of that bard elf who was hitting on her?
Zill.
Yeah, so she, I think, is hanging out with Zill a lot, and they're making music together. Not that kind of music.
Okay.
Sure.
We believe you.
Listen, I'm already juggling Scott and Corky, okay?
Do me a favor, both of you. I know you were attempting to sort of help but couldn't, but could you both roll me another knowledge check? You choose which one you would like to roll.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I'm trying to remember. So I want to research the crystal. There was something else that like I wanted to look into. Dr. Ravna was going to be researching like other possible attributes of these shards, right? And ways we can maybe use them not all together. So I think should I like separate those roles, or should I just do a roll for kind of crystal and bone?
For what would you like to be studying right now first?
Is Ravna looking into the bones?
Mm-hmm.
Then I will look into the crystal. And I will go with... God, I'm going to do an Arcana roll. It's not a high bonus, but I can roll well. Okay, that's not bad. That is 21 total. 17 plus 3 plus 1 for guidance.
You said how much again was that?
21.
21. And that was for the crystal, correct?
Yeah, the crystal.
So
and part of this is also... Sorry, go ahead. No.
I was going to say, now that you have a little bit more information based off of Moss touching it, and you're trying to figure out, like, okay, 5,000 years ago, but you were there. Like, you're trying to piece all of the information out. You can tell that there is at least one piece of information that isn't correct, and you're not sure which one it is, right? You don't know if that was an actual time travel. You're not sure if that was actually 5,000 years ago, or you're not sure if it's just like a recreation of multiple memories being slammed together to try to like push something all into one.
Sure. Can I ask, in this time, I'm also like thinking back to the 10 or so years I lived in Way Manor, where one of the keepers lived, my father. Did I like, if I think back, did I see any material that seemed like it might be similar to this crystal, like a necklace he had, or a salt lamp in his room, or something like that?
Roll me a wisdom.
Cool.
Just flat wisdom.
Flat wisdom. I'm going to use a hero point. We're halfway through, and this is pretty important to me. That is better. And that's just the wisdom score, not save, right? So 12 plus... I think that's plus 5. About. Yeah, 17. No, 16. It's plus 4.
16?
Yep.
You try to think back onto it, and as you start to like think back to it, every time even think about your father, you think about all of the times that you argued, all of the times that you kind of fought with each other. And it's really hard for you to put yourself back into those memories and think about maybe what he was wearing when all you can think about is other things that you haven't quite
the things he made me feel that I haven't really addressed. That I chose to run away from instead of really ever processing.
Yeah, and so you're just like, you can't even remember like what kind of clothes he even wore. Like that, like you just remember the arguing, you remember the screaming, you remember leaving and going for Remy. You know what I mean? Like it's really hard for you to really press those thoughts and memories. But you know that in the home itself, it was very common that there were crystal like within the house all over. One of the things that does stick in your mind very much, and it's something that you've argued about with your father, and that's the only reason you even remember, is that there used to be this large crystal chandelier that would hang in the front room of your home.
Okay.
And you would argue about it because like the light would come in and it would break up the light and it would like hit certain parts of the house that you like to put plants in, and it would cause the plants to burn because the light, like the light hitting the crystal would focus into such a way. And your father didn't care. Right. And it was something that the two of you argued about. You're like, why is this stupid? It's ugly anyways, you know?
I now imagine that when Robin did run, she took her 4 favorite plants with her, 2 under each of her and Remy's arms. Like that was what she moved out with.
Yeah, that's kind of what when you really push it together, that's the only kind of crystals that you remember.
Cool.
Molly, what was your role?
I wanted to roll actually society to see if I knew anything about like if I can get away with this kind of like societies in the past or cults or anything using crystals like this to gather.
Sure.
Crystal culture.
And and I rolled a 19 on that.
A 19 total?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know for a fact that in the past you have most definitely, you know that societies do that. There are whole entire groups of society as well as witches that worship and kind of get their power from crystals.
Witches.
Mm-hmm. You think that maybe the witches might be a good place to start asking about? That's definitely a good place to go.
Oh, good. Especially because, you know, I want to hang out with them more and absorb their powers.
Well, that makes 3 of us.
Do you want to hang out or just absorb their powers?
Both.
No, I'm talking about Robin.
No, Robin is not one of those 3.
Remind me, do I have a ability to communicate with them that isn't through the dog, or would I have to travel back to them?
You know that you can talk to your coven through your chicken, through Onion.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, at some point I would like to do that then.
Okay.
I think Robin would request that any witch consultation happen separate from the crystal, from the crystal room.
Yeah.
Just in case.
But Robin can be present to the witch consultation if she wants.
God, let me roll on that. No, she's not feeling it today.
Okay.
She's not feeling witchy today.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Krug, I believe during the rest of this time, your plan is to retrain some things. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What are the things you would like to retrain?
I'm retraining into some new skills. So my skills now, I have acrobatics, athletics, obviously. I now have Arcana, so I've been studying magic. I kept warfare lore. I retrained into religion, and then I have stealth and thievery.
Okay.
So there you go. And yes, I did not have a religion this whole time.
Well, I'm glad you found your religion.
Yeah, because Moss and I both do, and at least for a while, like haven't been necessarily religious, but
Right. Well, and yeah, it makes sense. And the Arcana thing, I think at this point, Krug is just frustrated with not understanding magic. So he literally is just, while he's not trying to figure out the whole hand wraps thing, or after the first week is over, he's like, got it. I need to study magic. And then he goes to the library and just sits and just pores over books day in, day out, like 18-hour days, like ridiculous cramming, just trying to figure out how magic works. Doesn't care about casting spells at all. Just wants to understand how it works.
Okay. So you're able to do that. Remy, you continue the rest of your time working with Mia and Scott. Is that correct?
Yeah, I want to say outright for any of those Kellendalians out there that Remy would be about as social as possible. So anybody that wants to make up a story of an interaction they had with Remy, it's canon.
and Robin can be involved if it's after sundown and she's very tired.
Yeah. In performing, but also chat just reminded us of the cursed egg that I definitely have in my bag.
It is definitely on my notes of things that need to be
resolved. Oh yeah. Do eggs go bad in this world?
After onion.
Yeah. It's just that's a long gestation time, I feel like. I don't know, how long do eggs? It's been 2 months, right?
Okay, so I think Remy will shave. I'm just
oh yeah, I wanted to say
kidding.
whenever Robin and Remy are together now, Robin just
joke.
like compulsively just like pets Remy's beard like a dog without thinking about it.
I'll keep a beard for a while. That was a joke. I just thought it would be funny because we already got the art sent to us.
Yeah. Is that how you picture the beard?
Actually, no, it was way bigger than I was expecting, but I love it. It's very fun. But Remy will keep training with Mia and Scott. We'll go around and genuinely like befriend as many people in town as possible. Still be confused exactly as to like why we are in Kellendale. I get the crystal and everything, but I think I'm going this entire time without Remy ever knowing that it is the epicenter of the Court of Corvids like organization. So aside from that, I'm gonna do all that and then extremely chill with my dog because we can talk to each other now. So we're homies now, like full out. Like we're just talking constantly. I'll bring my dog to the gym, to the pub, everywhere. We're just chilling always.
So that leaves us to Moss and her interaction with the witches, right?
Yes.
So you sit down with Onion and you set Onion down in front of you and you're like, how does this even work?
I put her in front of me and I like stroke her back and I stare at her in her little dinosaur eyes. The thing that chickens can't see straight on, so she has to like turn her head sideways to stare at me. So I'm like looking into one of her beady little dinosaur eyes and I'm like, Onion, I want to speak to the witches. Onion, witches.
Which witches are we talking about?
The witches, the coven of witches.
There's lots of covens.
No, the witches that I met before, Onion.
And then, literally, she's turning back and forth, and she stops and looks dead on. Even though she can't look, all of a sudden you see Onion's face kind of change in form, and it looks like one of the witches' faces. And so it's on this chicken body, and she's there. She goes, "Yes, my child, you wanted to speak."
Okay, well, maybe in the future when we do this, can you not distort my chicken's face? That's very disconcerting.
Is this better? And the Onion's wings go out, and she starts flapping almost like emphatically as feathers start to go all over the place, and then literally it's raining feathers, and then you just kind of move them out of your way as they falling from the sky, and as you move them away and they start to fall, she's just standing in front of you now, and she's petting Onion.
Okay, As long as onion is all right, but also that's a great trick. I want to be able to do that. You'll have to teach me that at some point. Thank you for, do I know this witch's name?
No.
Thank you for responding to my seeking of counsel. Do you have something I should call you?
No. What do you want?
Wow, not one for niceties, I see. Well, you see, I have a couple of questions. First of all, what is this? And Moss gets the egg out of her bag that Onion has been sitting on and shows it to the witch.
She picks it up and she holds it up to the light, and she brings it down and she goes, "Have you been speaking with an oracle recently?"
Oh, yes.
She hands the eggs back and she goes, "There are some oracles who tamper with unborn things, and well, this is an unborn thing."
Should I let it be born?
I see. Why not? Life is life, right?
Precisely. All right. I'm going to leave that up to the imagination and make it a little surprise. Onion, you're going to have a new baby soon.
Side question. You yourself aren't pregnant, are you?
How on earth would I be pregnant?
I don't keep in your personal life now, do I?
No, that's certainly not in the cards anytime soon.
Look, I felt like I had to ask. If you dealt with something of an oracle that deals with unborn things, it's important to know that you get the idea. Continue on. What is the remainder of your question?
Doing math in her head really fast. She had sex with Scott and like being like, no, it's okay. Yeah. No, that's not a worry. Clokey, it's not a worry at all. It's not a worry. The other thing, you see, there's something very interesting about this town that we're in right now, in that there's a giant crystal, and Moss relays what she knows and what has happened when she's touched it.
You see the woman lean back, and you can she's literally like, it's interesting, like she's completely naked and is completely like unfazed by it whatsoever. Mist kind of swirls around her and smoke, and she's just she leans back and she goes, "Interesting, very interesting. When you touched it, you feel like you did what? You feel like you went back in time? Do you feel like you saw something that wasn't there? What did it make you feel?"
Well, I mean, 2 of those times were verifiable as things that I was present at recently in my recent history. But then my stalwart companion here, Clokey, said that they were also there 5,000 years ago.
She like does like wafts her hand around as like smoke starts to like billow in front of her, and a large cauldron appears, and she goes,
"Ooh.
Can you please put your starward companion into the cauldron, please?"
I don't think he would like that very much.
Why is that?
Well, because he's a sentient being. Clokey,
Yes, and I would like to hear from him, and this is how we do it.
Clokey, can I put you in the cauldron?
Am I gonna die?
Is he going to die?
No, I'm going to be able to hear him. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, Clokey. No dying.
All right, here's the thing. You hear me scream once, you pull me out, okay?
Of course, my darling. I would never let anything befall you.
Mm-hmm.
And she unceremoniously plops him into the cauldron.
You see her reach down behind it, and she like grabs like a large wooden
Ladle.
Ladle, yeah, thank you. And she starts spinning it. And you can hear Clokey going, and then like as like a piece of clothing like pops up, you can hear him just be like, I feel like I'm spinning. This is weird. And you see it start to bubble. And he goes, "Well, it's kind of reminds me of home. It's kind of interesting. Oh, but the spinning's a little much." And then you can see that it like almost like drains out. And as it drains out at the bottom, you see Clokey in true form, laying at the bottom of the cauldron.
Wait, ugly demon form or hot demon form?
Actually, weirdly enough, it is like human tiefling kind of form.
Like when I met him at the ball?
No, that one was more like buff, like demon daddy. This is more like a human with horns and a tail and hooves.
Oh. Moss kind of like leans over the cauldron and like stares at him way too long. Hello, hi Clokey. This is a new form for you.
And he kind of like moves like gloop out of his face. He looks up and he goes, "Yeah, I've been working on other forms that I can turn into. But this is weird. Why am I here? What's happening?" And the witch like looks over and goes, "So this is, would you call him Clokey?"
Yes, this is Clokey. Clokey is my Clokey, are you my best friend? You must be my best friend.
And before Clokey's like about to respond, and the witch goes, "You understand that his name is not really Clokey, right?"
Well, of course his name is not really Clokey, but that's his name in my heart. Clokey, what is your real name?
Yeah, so you remember when I told you, if I told you, then you'll have power over me, and that doesn't really work very well.
Yeah, listen, I was just trying, okay?
Yeah. And she goes, "You know, wouldn't be the most difficult thing for me to figure out who your real name is. So, Demon, tell me what your real name is before I have to look it up and make you do something really stupid." And he's like, "Can we not? I'll just do what you tell me to. That'd be great. Don't need anyone else knowing my real name, you know." She goes, "Tell me, child, what did you see when you were there?"
I also want to say that while they're having this conversation, Moss is like being her typical, like easily distractible self and is like leaning into the cauldron, like petting Clokey's arm with a single finger.
And she looks at him and goes, "Child, you think it was 5,000 years ago, is that correct?" I mean, I think it was 5,000 years ago because that was the last time I was on this earth and not in this stupid cloak form. Yes. So what banished you, my child? I don't remember. Like, I remember being there. I remember like flashes of the moment. Yes. So this is what's really happening. What you, Moss, got to see when you touched this crystal were the last remaining memories of your friend here. These were the memories he had before he was placed in this cloak.
But how was Robin there then?
What are you confused about?
Well, because he's been in the cloak for 5,000 years, and we just had that experience like 2 years ago.
That cloak is a form of punishment, you understand?
Yes. So I've learned.
Clokey was punished for something. And in that cloak, he probably hasn't wanted to admit to you, but is constantly tortured.
Oh.
He wouldn't know 5 minutes from 5 hours.
Clokey.
Okay, so it's not like I'm being tortured in there, okay? I mean, having to hear you and Scott is kind of torture, but That's a completely different, like, emotional torture instead of a physical torture, which I will say probably worse. I would rather have the physical torture over the emotional torture because I can deal with one, but I can't deal with the other, you know?
Okay, listen. I've been very conscientious lately.
Yeah, you forget I can hear things.
No, I don't.
Anyways, okay, let's talk about the emotional torture that you've put me through later. Let's talk about what this wonderful, lovely young lady here is saying. What do you mean that I wouldn't know 5 minutes from 5 hours? Well, it means exactly what I said it meant, demon. It means that you have no concept of time. You don't actually know how long you have been in there. So when I say it was 5,000 years, yes, you may feel like it was 5,000 years, but it could have been last week. Oh. But, like, I didn't remember any of what happened until after Moss touched it. Yes, Moss touched it, which you were holding on to. If she would have just held on to it and touched it without you, she wouldn't have seen anything.
Oh, well, thank you, Clokey.
Also, just saying, I don't know what I actually look like, and I don't actually know what my name is.
Oh, you look very cute right now.
And he looks down and realizes that he's naked, and he's just like, thanks.
Very.
Kind of like, he like sinks down a little bit into the cauldron a little bit more.
Moss bends over more and like petting his hair.
Okay, so it's a demon crystal? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Because I think that's the root of the question.
Well, wait. I mean, I'm part demon too, so like, if it is a demon crystal, obviously it's my purpose to touch it as much as possible.
Child, you understand there is a difference between having demon blood and being a demon, right?
Well, yes, but I mean,
Where are your horns, child?
in my heart.
Yes. You are not a demon. I mean, you have demon blood, yes, but it's very difficult to talk about without it being, well, weird or strange. It is possible to have levels of being a demon, but not being an actual full-fledged demons. If you were, say, like a tiefling, have you ever heard of a tiefling?
Yes, of course I have. She mad now?
They're kind of a mix between two realms. They are both demon and human. And then there are friends like here, Clokey, who is a full-fledged demon, but doesn't know who he really is anymore. Okay,
maybe
why do we...
For me then, why does my sister look like a tiefling and tiefling, whatever, however you pronounce that, and then I am the exact same blood as her, and I look much more beautiful?
Have you ever wondered why twins might have blue eyes and the other one has green eyes? It's just genetic.
You have never wondered that before in my life.
Well, it's just how it happens. Okay, it's the luck of the draw.
So why is she more demon than I am?
She apparently got a bad hand.
Psh.
Or apparently in your eyes, the better hand. Apparently you're so jealous of wanting to be a demon.
No. It's not about the demonness. It's something else. It's, birthright and all of that. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha. Well, either way, it's just how it happens. It has nothing to do with. It's just how it happens.
Well, that is not a satisfactory answer to me, but that's not exactly why I called you here. I wanted to know more about this crystal. So I touched it. Apparently, Clokey doesn't know how to tell time. That's all right, Clokey. I still adore you. And I went into Clokey's memories. So what was the point of all of that, and what did we learn, and what can I take away from that? How do I save the world with this power?
Well, I don't know what you're trying to save.
Well, there's all those, zombies everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, also there's demons on the loose and all sorts of things that we need to take care of. So I'm just trying to, I guess, ascertain how I can use this big, beautiful, glowy, magical rock to assist our purpose. And also, again, why did I see these things? And what does it mean?
You saw these things because you got to experience Clokey's memories.
Well, thank you, Clokey. That was very nice of you, but...
Didn't do it on purpose. You just happened to have me on your shoulders when you touched it.
I always have you on my shoulders.
Except for when you go to bed with Scott.
Again, I'm doing you a favor.
Oh, a favor. Got it. That's what that is. Okay. Could I go back to being physically tortured again? That would be great.
No. Look how cute you are.
And the witch takes Clokey's head and pushes it into the cauldron. And she puts her hand over it as it fills with smoke. And she pulls up your cloak. It's dry as a bone and hands it to you. It goes,
oh, I wanted to have some fun with him.
Yes, and apparently he didn't want to have fun with you. So, unless you can give me access to said crystal, this is about as much help as I'm going to be able to give you.
Ooh, I mean, I could. Maybe. What would you need me to do for that?
I would need to be able to... You would need to tell me where it is so I can go and see it.
Can I bring you with me?
What do you mean?
Like with Onion. If I just pick up Onion, will you follow?
Oh, you don't understand. I'm not actually physically where you are, and you're not physically where I am. This is just like a dream.
Oh.
Do you think... Yeah.
I see. I do have someone that I do need to ask for permission of that. Not like someone in power, but actually like a respected friend who I should consult with before we involve someone else. I mean, usually I just do my own thing, but I've been working with Robin so much that I feel like I do need to talk to her. So I will call you soon. Thank you for your help, and I can't wait to be a more beneficial member of the coven.
She puts her hand out and says, "Give me your hand, child."
Here you are.
She reaches behind her and she places like some herbs in your hand and closes them. And she goes, "Instead of annoying your chicken here, why don't you just light these and I will appear to you?"
Ooh, that's some fancy magic. You must teach me how to do that. Oh, I would love the ability to appear anywhere to perform for people if they just lit some incense. Can you teach me how to do that?
And literally you say that and you're back to where you were talking to Onion, and Onion's just looking back and forth at you.
Oh, Onion, my darling, you must hatch this cursed creature. Thank you for your help. And she sets up. And then Moss also pulls Clokey off of her shoulders and like looks at the void in front of her and says, "My darling, I'm sorry, but you looked very adorable as a tiefling."
I'm going to be honest with you. I have a lot of things that I got to figure out. I don't know what I am anymore.
Well, you're my Clokey. Isn't that all that matters?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm supposed to be more than just, an article of clothing that shoots fire from it. I don't know. I really don't know.
You're having an existential crisis? I find that quite charming. Let me help you.
What is existential?
Well, we can discuss that later. It just means that you're really having a moment about like your existence.
You really have a thing for broken men, don't you?
No, darling, just you.
Yeah, because I haven't seen Scott cry before. Yeah, definitely.
Poor
It's
Scott.
strong to cry.
Cookie, my darling, you know that you are my favorite. I mean, Scott is not always draped over my back, but you are.
Scott
You
walks
know-
into the room. What?
You know, it's not the same, but I get where you're trying to come from. Also, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to continue this conversation.
That's quite all right, my darling. Let us go seek out Robin.
Okay.
And Moss.
So you find Robin and Krug and Remy all together at the Tipsy Crow.
My friends!
Hi, Moss.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, it's nice to see you again. It feels like it has been a long time.
Yeah.
It is me, Remy Ashuelo,
I
detective.
think she
Gabriel.
remembers, babe.
Well, yes, I know, but I've been going around to so many people in this town. I just feel like I need to introduce myself to everyone, so
Sure.
to get it out there, just to reinforce, get my name in there.
Yes. Speaking of reinforce, I just want to say one more time, you're not getting rid of this, right? This is staying.
The beard?
Yeah, of course. I guess the beard, of course.
Oh
She
yeah.
has like both hands in it.
It's getting a little dangerous. If it gets any longer, it's going to be dragging on the ground. But so far, it's been kind of cool. Although,
just think, babe, you could trip people with
well,
it. You could wrap it around their legs and trip them, right? Just keep it. Just keep it. Is all I'm
sparring with
asking.
Scott, sometimes he gives it a tug and it slams me into the ground.
Well, don't fight Scott.
Kind of
then.
seems like a combat disadvantage, but you know, I do like it. Anyway, hey, Moss.
Robin is like now staring at the beard with like clearly she has a thought that is like cycling through her brain that she's thinking about. And I will message you, Jake.
Okay.
Robin, what if glitter in that beard?
Did you say
Glitter? in the beard?
glitter in that beard?
Glitter in that beard. Remy, I
No.
think you look quite gorgeous with glitter in your beard.
Wait,
Yeah,
are you saying yes? Put the glitter in my beard right now.
Moss pulls glitter out of one of her mini pockets.
I want to start like adding little like I pull out my pack of favorite leaves and just foliage. I'm gonna just start also decorating Remy's beard. Robin cannot believe she didn't think of this earlier in this 2-month period.
Yeah,
Could we take
Moss
some bits
just
of
starts
food off of
rubbing
the plate in
glitter
front
in
of him?
Remy's beard.
and
Wait,
putting it
what
in Remy's
was that,
beard?
Krug? What
I'm
was it?
taking bits of food off of the plate in front of me and putting it in your beard.
Oh no.
This is good thinking for later.
No, it's
Okay.
decoration,
Don't-
Remy.
don't
it's
forget
just
about it,
to make
babe.
it look, because we're decorating it, right? That's what we're doing. We're trying to make it.
Are you telling me that I'm not going to be eating the glitter later? Are you
probably shouldn't.
drunk, my friend?
Incredibly, Remy.
Oh, okay. I
Drunk for
suppose
that.
with all of the time you've been spending with those people at the dead body factory.
And I take another piece of food and I keep putting it in. They're pretzels and they're covered with cheese, and I'm putting it in Remy's beard.
Oh no.
Hey,
Moss is-
Dagorno.
Moss is so
Dagorno.
excited he just stumbled into drunk Krug time.
Yes,
Dagorno,
ma'am.
please go to the waiter and ask for some more water for our friend Krug here. We don't want him, be getting too dehydrated.
That's a good idea. And I stand up and I walk towards the bar.
Okay, Dagorno, you can stay here then. Moss, what is up? We've all been chilling, having a good time. You have been off doing something else. Were you also having a good time?
Well, one might say that. Robin, I have some things to discuss with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So let me put my brain back in thinking mode for a second. I'm not drunk, to be clear. I'm just drained.
Where am I?
yeah,
I should be. Excuse me. Also,
No,
where's-
no, please, no. I have an early day tomorrow. I have so much more reading to do. I can't. I really can't.
You can do that while hungover. Come on, you're just
I
sitting
can't.
silly.
And more importantly, Moss, I'm sorry. I gotta say this to you. I won't. I won't do it. I can't, and I won't.
Well, I will. Excuse me.
You're welcome to.
I will leave the two of you alone if you do, in fact, need to talk without me. Dagorno and I will
we?
go to get another cacao
Can
beverage.
you leave? Can you just leave? I'm just gonna pull a hair out.
Oh, okay. All right. Dagorno, come on. I will get the cacao beverage. You cannot. It will kill you. It's literally poison for you. Let us
True,
go.
If you see dog scare around, just tell him to run on back.
Okie dokie.
Robin, I'm quite thrilled to see you so enamored with Remy. I mean, I always see you enamored with Remy, but this is a next level.
I mean, it's just it's just a little fluffier than usual.
I mean, yes. Okay, so look. I have something that you might love nearly as much as Remy.
we'll see, Moss. We'll see.
She pulls out a satchel of herbs.
Oh, gimme.
So and, she's given me. I think this might be her in plant form, perhaps. I don't know. She said we do something with these, and then we call her, and then she can come look at the crystal. But you know, I wanted to run them by you before I took agency.
Yeah. So wait. So these herbs are going to summon your witch friend?
Yes. They're witch herbs.
Ah, I see. No.
No.
No, it's not a good idea.
But you can tell us what it is.
Yeah, no, I got it. I'm really close to a breakthrough. No, Mo, listen, Mo, I know I've been kind of quiet, but I've been reading so much, and I've gotten a couple words out of Dr. Ravna. I'm close to breaking it. It's fine. Thank you, though. Thank you. This is really a nice thought.
Listen, she knew though. She knew so much. She knew.
Yeah. No, they know a lot. They say a lot too. You know, it was just, I don't want information I can't trust. Not with something like this.
But witches are so knowledgeable and have lived for so long. And Robin, she knew so much about Clokey and Clokey's involvement in this. And Robin, I saw Clokey as a tiefling, and he was naked in the bottom of a cauldron.
This is a fun day you've had, Moss. Surely. Yeah. Well, listen. I mean, it sounds like you've got a lot to talk about with your witch friend, and she does have a lot of knowledge for you. I think for now, I'll hold on to these herbs. Okay, I'll hold on to them. It's not a bad idea for if we need it. But for now, why don't you just focus on talking to her? Get more Clokey information, more magic information from her. I'll deal with the crystal just for now. Moss.
Robin, I don't think that I can talk to her again unless I have those herbs, though, because.
Oh,
the next.
Then I suppose take them back. They do smell nice.
Yes, but could we do it by the crystal?
No. See, no, we can't do that. It's not a good idea.
Robin, would you have liked to have rolled a knowledge nature based off of the plants that you saw?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Moss has never seen Robin like this before, and honestly,
the most like
You're not enabling my behavior. What is happening right
now? That is a 10 plus 14, 24.
Boundaries with my friends?
So you know that when these plants specifically are burnt, usually when inhaled, puts people in a lucid state.
Okay. How did you contact the witch the first time? Through oh god. Onion. Sorry, it's been such a long many days. Through Onion, you talked to her the first time, right? Just earlier? Yes. Right. Well, yeah, I mean, these, God, I don't necessarily see anything in them that would tell me of magical properties, but yeah, they'll definitely make you a little more lucid inhaling them. I tell you what, Moss, my relationship with the crystal is very complicated right now. I think what might help me be more comfortable with this thing that you've proposed, that your friend has proposed, maybe we talk elsewhere to her first. I get a little more of an idea of what she's like, what she wants to do with the crystal, and and then we think about it. It's really jumping in too quick.
To the meeting today, but yes, I suppose we can add that extra step. I'm just trying to figure out, because she said she might have some insight to help us, I don't know, save the world. So
yeah, but she also might have some plans to, I don't know, destroy the world, and like getting her near the crystal, just seems like a bad idea if that's the case,
How do you know that she would have those plans?
I don't know that she would. I know that she might, and I know that if she did, I would not be surprised. It's a possibility. We have to be prepared,
Moss rolls her eyes very obviously, but says nothing.
Moss, I'm sorry. I know you're excited about this. I trust you. I just can't trust everyone that you trust.
Moss feels a little bit of liquid dribble down her back as Krug tries to move behind her, holding a giant drink and spilled some of it. And he goes, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's because I promise it's water. Where'd Rami go?" And he turns and walks away.
That's not where my mouth is. Speaking of, where's my drink?
I'll get it for you. I'll see that it gets brought here.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Moss.
I need to perform. I need to perform a little bit, and I wanted to, get a little buzz on because, of course, I'm here, and of course, the masses will not let me have peace until I perform at least one song.
Yeah, we'll tell you what. Go grab attention, and I'll bring your drink to you. Post haste.
Robin, thank you very much, and think more about the wish thing. I don't think it would do any harm.
Robin takes both of Moss's hands in hers. I promise you, I will think about it for a very, very, very long time.
Not too long, Robin.
Not very long enough. And I'm gonna go find her drink.
And then Remy makes it to the table just as Moss is getting done there, and Remy strolls up, not a direction that Robin would have seen coming, and Remy sits back down. Oh yes, a cacao beverage here. Oh, hey, where'd the Robin go? Are the two of you done talking? Moss. I was having the most amazing fight earlier with Scott and Mia. Where this one point where Mia completely tackled Scott onto the ground. She was on top of him. It was it was like when when someone is riding a horse. She was just completely in control, and there was a point where Scott was I don't know if it was a wink or if there was something in his eye. It was magic. That type of fighting, getting to experience that firsthand, being here in Callendale, well, blowing my mind all the way. Hey, yeah, you too, buddy. Hey, thanks.
Where's Scott right now? Where's
Scott right now? Well, I don't know. We got done with the workout, a little bit of the sparring, the fighting and everything. And Scott and Mia were like, okay, we're going to go wash up, clean up and that kind of thing.
Together?
Well, yeah, there's a lake that the three of us have been going to near out of town. I'm sorry, what?
Where's the lake, Remy?
Where's the lake?
Full mean girl.
Hold on, wait a minute. What is with the 20 questions?
Remy, where's the lake? I need to wash up. I'm very stinky and disgusting right now, Remy. Where's the lake?
You look great. You smell good too. I don't know what you're talking about. We're just having a chill night, Moss.
If I want to wash up in nature, where's the lake, Remy?
Okay. It is that way, and Remy points in a direction.
That's not helpful, Remy.
Well, I know the people in the town. I haven't really gotten a scope for the geography. Sorry, excuse me. Me, Remy Ashwillow, trying to make friends with all the people in town, and the rest of you just don't seem to be, putting in the effort, If we're going to be here for a little while, I mean, why not become a part of the community,
I've become beloved by all in this tavern, and just excuse me, Moss.
Moss, before you stand up, you feel a hand touch your shoulder, and it's Dr. Ravna, and he goes, "Oh, I'm glad I caught you all here. I've been doing some extensive research on the pieces, and I've gotten what I believe to be a breakthrough."
Breakthrough! I bring Moss's drink to the table and sit down.
Moss grabs it and takes it all in one shot. The entire thing, just drinks it all down.
Dr. Ravna's literally just like...
She's had a long day.
Her hand is shaking.
Wait, we should get Krug back to the table. I'll be right back. And then Remy leaves the table to go find Krug. And then comes back for a second. Okay, sorry. Doug Gordon will come with me. We leave.
Dr. Ravna sits there with Moss and Robin and goes, "Well, I guess we could talk about it while we wait for the others. I've only managed to, I think, break down one of the skull pieces, but I think we can use it in a way." I'll be honest, I'm a little bit worried about it because I think it could be very beneficial for us if we use it, but it could also put people like myself and Remy and Robin in danger as well.
Okay. I mean, I would start with what else is new. You know, I mean, I'm sure some else is new. I'm just, we're no stranger to danger, I guess is what I'm getting at.
I think I could affix this, one of the skull pieces, to make weaponry stronger against undead. Now, at a weaker point, it will just hurt undead like zombies and skeletons and stuff like that. But it could theoretically be ramped up and hurt anything that has any sort of undead with them. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like it could hurt vampires or dampiers if it gets tuned a little bit more.
Sure. Would this be now? It's hard to really describe, but I've felt a certain kind of primal bonding with my cloak, over time. Like we've gotten to know each other like you do a person. Is this similar to what you're describing? Like spending time working with magic sort of connects you to it?
Not necessarily. I've figured out a way to take something that is extremely strong and dilute it. It's almost the opposite. It is taking something at its core and dropping it down so that it will not kill us.
Sure.
It has the theoretical power of hurting everything and anything, but I fear that leaving it at its full strength is more harm than it is help. Yeah. But I'm worried that diluting it so much might make it too specific.
Sure. Yeah,
I would say this is probably when Krug and Remy come back.
Yeah.
Krug's playing with Remy's beard. I swear they told me it was water, Remy. I swear they told me it was water.
It is okay. It's fine. It's okay if I have a sticky beard. There's not going to be a problem.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's a nice beard though.
Ain't just more to clean,
Okay, we are back. You can now start to talk to us.
Remy, I've discovered a way that I think I could infuse the skull piece on your sword, on Krug's wrist wraps, and both on Moss and Robin to be able to hurt undead and be more strong with undead against them.
Oh, but Dr. Ravna, I am undead.
This is where we were talking about just moments ago. I have managed to make it so that it will hurt undead, but if it gets in the wrong hands, they could theoretically make it hurt more than just undead.
Oh.
So I'm definitely worried about the polarity of this power, but it could most definitely help you be more combative against the undead.
Well, I am all for it. I mean, I don't normally lose my sword. The only time I've ever lost it is when I am fighting Krug, because Krug just keeps taking it out of my hands somehow.
Butterfingers.
I do not have butterfingers. I have sticky fingers. I've got fingers of syrup.
If I may ask, Doctor, I was under the impression that these different shards may have unique properties to each on their own.
Yes.
Have you discovered more about that?
I've spent most of my time working on this one, but I imagine over time I want to fully understand one before I move on to the other.
Naturally,
and see how those two work together and then go on from there. I'm working on my basic building blocks to determine what they do.
Sure.
This one is purely aggression. This one, without a better term, this is literally just pain and anguish. That's what this one creates. I don't know if they all create pain and anguish, but as of right now, this one seems to be an infusion of that, making it so that when you hit them, it hurts more.
Well, that sounds good to me. I am all for it. And I think that we can be careful enough with, our possessions. I will be careful with my sword. Krug will be careful with his hand wraps. I
can't even take these off when I start trying to take them off.
No, Krug. No. You're just going to make a mess and then it's going to redo itself. It's wild. It is wild. Have you seen this, Dr. Ravna? It is unbelievable, in fact.
And as you're saying that, you hear a voice from behind you, and he goes, this is a perfect opportunity to tell you of maybe the next mission I might have for all of you. As Arturo walks up behind you.
Arturo, my friend, my comrade, my leader, my hero, my idol.
Hi, Arturo.
It is so nice to
time
see
to tell
you.
us this when I'm very drunk, Arturo? I don't understand. That doesn't
Yes,
make any
Krug
sense.
is a little smashed, as it were.
Yeah,
Moss,
but I mean,
looks angrier than anyone has ever seen her look.
Robin is like so sure that it's all because she shut down the witch idea, and she feels horrible about it. Still committed, but horrible.
You know how all of you have spoken about a woman that was cloaked in black?
Yes.
Shadows. You've heard her speak a couple times.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Through the mirror, right? The mirror
Yes,
woman.
the one for the win.
Seems to be in charge of the whole thing. Yeah, we're not ready for that yet, are we?
We don't know, but we think we know where she might have been at least releasing some undead.
That's some handy information there, Arturo, and I'm glad to have it.
Some undead to kill. I could kill like 1,000 undead right now.
Yeah, undead.
Well, I could kill a billion.
Okay, Remy, let's go. Let's go.
Wait, let's get some information first, maybe. This is what I'm saying. We need to know a little bit more before we start killing, right?
Yes.
I mean, is it really killing if you are killing undead? I know that I am undead.
It feels
but
like killing.
You're similar to undead. You're not fully undead.
Sender.
So we have 2 locations in which we think we have found. I've already sent Mia and Scott off to one of them.
You have
and I think
together? The two of them together?
of course. They're
they must have finished stuff up at the lake, right?
Yes.
Ross just crushes a cup down into pieces.
And then I lean over to Robin. I lean over to Robin. I'm like, "What did you do?"
I told her I needed to think about something. It was really out of line for me.
Oh no, Robin, boundaries.
Well, it seems like you're ready to kill some zombies. If you want to prepare for the evening and head out in the morning, or I think would be the best, Dr. Ravna, if you could please get with everyone here and infuse, I guess is the word and terminology you used, with their weaponry.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's a good idea. I guess one question I have, is this reversible? Because there's still, part of my brain is still holding on to, we might need or determine that we should reassemble the skull.
It does not destroy the skull.
Okay. So this is a reversible process, what you're suggesting.
Yes. Well, to be completely honest with you, I don't even know if it's a permanent thing. I know that I can infuse this on you, and honestly, you'll be an experiment. I apologize.
What else is new?
You will have this, from what we can tell, it hurts undead more when you have this, but we don't know how long it lasts for. We don't know if it's good for a quantity of time or a specific amount of time. There's a lot of questions that we have that we don't really have the answers for. But we know that it does not destroy or weaken the skull. It is just a property that it exists. Does that make sense?
As much as it can.
You know what? That doesn't even sound like there's a downside. Put the skull in my sword.
I will counter that with it doesn't sound like we have a defined downside, but I'm prepared for many.
It sounds like it's all positive over here.
We don't really have a choice. Yeah, hero us up, I guess. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's head back and we will do that now. Yes.
Yeah, no, of course. Hey, Krug, come over here, and I scoop up underneath Krug's like arm, like except it's like I'm like on my tippy toes trying to like hold Krug up.
Krug's like leaning down against you and like has his head like in your shoulders, which means he's probably bent pretty close to 90 degrees.
Like knees are almost like scraping across the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Dagorno, come here. Lift up the legs of Krug over here. Here we go. And then we go.
So
strong.
So all of you have been spending and sleeping in basically the Court of Corvids camp, right? Like the base. All of you, Dr. Ravenous is up. Maybe we'll infuse Krug's things tomorrow morning when he's feeling a little bit better. Remy, let's start with you. Moss, we'll come and get you when we're ready. Is that all right?
No, it's fine. Moss doesn't have anything to do anymore because she was going to go check on Scott and Mia at the lake, but they're not there anymore, so it's good.
I have to perform. I have to give the masses what they want. She just pushes up from the table and just starts, like, if somebody else is performing, she pushes them aside and just starts making her own songs.
Oh, she is so impassioned. Isn't that just remarkable? Doesn't it just fill you with joy?
As you're saying it, like Dr. Ravenous, we'll see you when you're done.
She's singing. So I smashed into that his pretty little cooped up 45.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make her such a good apology card.
It's a Carrie Underwood song, right?
Underwood song. Cheats.
I love what I love about Moss is this is coming like right off the heels of Clokey. You're my favorite. Like you're the only one who's with me all of the time. Why isn't Scott with me all the time?
I never ever proclaimed that Moss was a good person.
No, yeah.
All right.
So
Moss key the caravan. That's my character.
So you all take Krug to his bed and set Krug in his bed, and then Dr. Ravna takes Remy and looks at Robin. Robin, you are more than welcome to join us if you like.
I would very much like to. Yeah, I think yes, please.
Remy, please place your sword here on the table.
Okay, I have to go get it.
Maybe I go first while you get that.
I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, I think starting with Remy was a smart choice because they are very strong. But yeah, just start with me. I've got something. I've got all sorts of things going through my blood. Who's to say what could? Just make it quick.
Robin, please place both your hands up on top of the table.
Okay. All right. Yep. And she does it. And she's like kind of looking out of the corner of one eye as she's turning her head away, like she's about to get a shot.
Dr. Ravna walks over with the piece of bone with like forceps basically, and like sets it down on your hands. Says, so this is an incantation, and this is a spell that we're going to have to work together on. Is that all right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll just refocus my breathing a bit.
So this is a ritual. And you are the secondary caster for this ritual.
Cool.
So you're going to need to roll me a nature check.
I can do that. 17 plus 14 for 31.
Dr. Ravna starts saying the words and says, okay, Robin, follow my words and continue with me. And as the two of you start to go and start
as the two of you start to go and start... like from the skull piece itself, like almost like sticky. Like think of the scene from Spider-Man with Venom, like those little, like that little black like ichor, right? Kind of like shoots out and goes into your hand. It doesn't hurt. It just looks really weird. Just this should hurt, right?
It hasn't hurt anyone thus far.
Right.
And you can see that it starts to look like it's pumping, right? And you can see it kind of going into your veins and adding a little bit of like going through your blood veins. It's turning it black.
This doesn't feel nice.
And you look at it and you're just like, oh, this is really icky. No. She reaches forward and pulls it off of you, and it's like slimy as it picks up. It then like goes back into the bone, and she sets it down. Well, we're done.
Cool. Physically I feel the same, and that definitely makes me emotionally feel far more removed from my prior state.
Robin,
is it safe to sleep? Oh, yes?
Will you do me a favor?
Sure, yeah.
Any sort of weird effects or anything that happens, I'll be honest, I trust you the most out of all of you. And if you could possibly keep track of any of this information for me, it will be beneficial to if this is something that we could and or should continue to do in the future.
Of course. Yeah, I'll write it down. You've got a kissy box too, right? Can we
Yes.
reach you with that? Okay, yeah. I'll write it down, and if anything pressing comes up, we'll make sure to call.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna nap in the corner.
Sounds good. Out of character, all damage that you deal to undead, specifically zombies and skeletons, deal an additional 1d8 of damage.
Nice, cool.
Damn.
I will mark that somewhere. Are we level 6 or 7?
Oh, 6.
6.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I will add that somewhere.
Then Remy runs back in with a sword. And Remy goes, okay, and I am here. I am back. It is time for the thing.
Wonderful. And she places the sword.
They place the sword, right? Yeah.
They place the sword down. And put honestly, I was thinking Robin, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, Robin's asleep.
Robin is curled up.
Because I was gonna have her assist with it, but so they take the sword and put it down on the table and take the chip and place it on the hilt of it, right? And they look over at Robin and see Robin kind of sleeping in the corner and goes, I think I can do this myself. It shouldn't be that difficult. And they start performing a ritual, and you can see this black ichor also kind of go out of it, and it kind of moves into the curves of it, not into the veins, but like into the etchings of the different pieces of it. And it just kind of goes in, and they go and grab the skull piece and pull it from it. And again, it looks perfectly fine. It looks no different than previous.
Oh, see, I was kind of hoping it would turn a different color or something. I mean, I like the way it looks right now. Don't get me wrong, but a little change of pace every once in a while is pretty good.
I apologize. It's not a style thing. It's more of a function over form.
Function over form, of course. Function over form. Yes. Of course. Okay. Well, thank you, Dr. Ravna. I appreciate it. I love to strike with my blade, and this will help me to do that.
Wonderful. Also, Remy, same thing. Your sword now does an additional 1d8.
Cool.
Dr. Ravna looks at the two of you and goes, well, I guess I will assist Krug in the morning, and hopefully Moss comes back sometime this evening.
I can get her. I'll wake her up.
No, Moss is awake.
Wake her up from the performance, I mean.
I think it'll be fine. I'll just perform it on both of them tomorrow. It's quite fine.
Sure.
It'll be all right.
And I will perform a drawing of something very crude on Krug's face right now. Bye-bye. It's a horse.
Are you leaving, babe?
I am leaving. I'm going to draw a horse on Krug's face.
Okay. We're in the crystal room, Jake? Is that where we did this?
No.
Or are we in this operating room?
You're in Dr. Ravna's office.
Cool.
What has turned into Dr. Ravna's office.
God, I think barring anyone else's actions, Robin is going to sleep here through the night, at least until she wakes up at 4 a.m. and realizes Remy's not there and goes to find them. But I think she's just going to kind of be out.
What is Moss doing after her performance?
She's still fucking singing.
I said after her performance.
Bars closed, singing outside.
I don't know. She's probably pretty drunk. And she's sitting at I assume the tavern doesn't really close. So
the tavern portion does, but it just basically everyone goes upstairs to where they sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, do I sleep upstairs there?
No, you have a place in the Court of Corvids location.
All right. Well, I've left the bar then, and I am holding Clokey in my arms, and I'm drunk. And I'm like, Clokey, I am so sorry for any bad feelings I've put upon you. And I don't want to do this with Scott anymore because clearly all he wants to do is Mia, and that's okay because I don't want him anyway. I just want you, but you're just a cloak. Clokey. I have needs, Clokey.
You do not get a response.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to say.
But that's what she's doing as she
Yeah.
stumbles back to her room.
You open the door to your room, and on your bed you see a small piece of paper that has been folded in half that sits on your bed that says Moss and has a really crudely drawn heart next to it.
It's fucking probably from stupid Scott. I grab it and I flop onto my stomach on the bed and open it.
And in fact, it is a note from Scott. It says, "Hey, sweetheart, I'm really sorry that I had to bolt. Got really good information from Arturo. We're going to come back as soon as possible. I did ask a huge favor that if we manage to accomplish this, if maybe you and I can, get that week out together, just the two of us. I've been kind of doing a lot of research. I'm babbling, but I did a research and there's this like really cool. Yeah, it's literally like a full paper and like it's like properly spaced, and then down at the bottom there's just like way too much writing in like one spot.
I'm running out of paper.
Exactly. And I did some research, and there's this really awesome theater a couple towns over, and I thought it would be really great if we went and saw some performances. And I may have sent a letter ahead telling them how awesome you are, and they are interested in having you perform. All right, I'm out of paper. Bye. And then, like, you see, like, in the tiniest writing, a little arrow to the backside, and then you flip it over, and it just says, "Love you."
Well, this is certainly the letter of a guilty man, but he recommended me for performance, so. And then Moss like holds it to her chest.
And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
Hell yeah.
Moss just laying on Clokey, holding a letter from Scott. Yeah.
Yep, that's about right. Hey, did I destroy the world by adding a lake?
No.
Okay, good.
Jake, I sent you a couple messages on Discord. One about my dog, one about my partner's beard. Just that we can talk about later.
Yeah. I saw them. I started reading. And I was like, "That's too long for me to read."
No. Save it for later. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So thank you all so much for watching our first episode back into 2021. There's a lot of really fun and interesting things that I have planned. I hope that the players completely destroy them, because I love it when they do that. That's not even a joke. That's legitimate. I love putting things and then them literally just being like, "Cool, but what if we did this?" And me going, "I would have never thought about that."
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I also hope you all enjoyed the new kind of things that we've added to the show. Some things in between, an actual moving overlay. We're trying to improve and trying to get better. So if you have any suggestions, please hit us up and let us know. If you want to do that, you can do that on Twitter with me at IndigoQT, or you can do it on Discord, which there is a link that has happened a ton of times in chat. And if you're watching the VOD, it is in the description below. Let's go the reverse order than last time. Let's start with Moss. Say who you are and where people can reach you.
Hi, my name is Molly McIsaac. I've been playing Moss the Magnificent. I remembered we did not do our pronouns at the beginning. We are both she, her. Thanks for tuning in. You can find me across the internet at Molly McIsaac, or you can find me here on Twitch at Night Glimmer, which is probably where I am most active. I stream a lot of Final Fantasy 14, occasionally other games, but mostly Final Fantasy 14. Sometimes I try to build furniture on stream, which doesn't go very well, and then devolve into karaoke with my roommate.
Or me throwing money to get your roommate to twerk on camera.
Yeah, which happened.
God, I was there for so much of that stream, and I looked away, like I had alt tabbed for the moment that you finally got it to happen. So I'll just imagine.
Well, I'm sure it's on my Twitch.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, go.
Awesome,
Next.
Krug.
I'm Krug, and I'm Krug, and if you want to reach out to me and get in touch, you can do that on Discord. And go check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/QueueTimesMain. I completely messed up this outro, and I have lost all self-confidence because of that frustrating beginning. So I'm just gonna peter out, and hopefully somebody else starts talking.
My name
Jonas.
is Jonas. You can find me on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse, where I tweet sometimes and check DMs occasionally. I'm also in a band with William called Glass Beach. We have a show coming up. It is the 22nd to 23rd. It's a 2-night Minecraft rat rave, right? It's called Rat Rave Minecraft Festival. It's gonna be very, very fun. We'll post about that on Glass Beach Band Twitter and our own Twitter. You can keep an eye out there. I'm also gonna be getting back to streaming hopefully soon in the next couple of weeks, especially once I get my gaming PC built and can more reliably do that. So look forward to updates on that as well. My dog is in my lap, and I think that's the last thing I've got.
And I'm William. I'm playing Remy Ashwell. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KWilliamWhite. I'm also in Glass Beach. And I do a couple other shows here for QueueTimes. One of them is a long-running continuous campaign called Hijinks and Handlebars. We used to play live together, and we would play Kids on Bikes. And then we switched to a different system when everything went remote because we weren't as confident in like our play style and everything. So we started playing Dungeon World. We're still doing that one. We will eventually return to the main continuity storyline of the Kids on Bikes game. We'll do a little bit of Kids on Brooms at some point before then as well. And you can get ready to catch all of that. I guess the beginning of February, probably, we will return.
I'm also on that show.
I think on Thursdays, but well,
TBD.
To be determined. Yeah, I'm pretty sure on Thursdays. I'm pretty sure at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, and I'm pretty sure it'll happen in the beginning of February. I'm getting a lot of nods from Jake. So, and then all of the you can find all of the previous VODs for that on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. One is in a playlist called Hijinks and Handlebars, and the other one is a playlist called Hijinks and Dungeon World. And then the other show I do is called Killer Set. Having a hard time getting bands for that to like solidify for it, but it is a Monster of the Week campaign kind of like thing where I do one shots with bands where I have them play as made up bands who have to fight monsters and solve mysteries in order to play their sets. So that's cool. I've had Pink Shift and I have had Bad Moves, which I'm wearing a Bad Moves shirt right now. I don't know. Nobody can see it.
Shirt.
No one can see it. It's all right. Yeah, but I do that as well, and that's a little more sporadic. It's like whenever I can get that to work, it'll happen, hopefully. But that's all. Okay, cool. I think that's it. Thanks for being here, everybody, for our return.
I also wanted to point out I'm wearing the first version of the Court of Corvids shirts.
I want one.
You want the next one?
Yeah, you want the next one, not this one. This one's fine. It's fine. It's still a little small.
Show them the scale, because right now it's hard to tell. Just like if you can just like, yeah. It's a little
It's
small.
pretty small. It's a little bit small.
Oh my god. I need like an oversized Court of Corvids hoodie.
There will be things coming. Don't you worry about that. They're being worked upon. Yes, thank you all so very much. Until next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.